Hi there, it's Bike Touring Mike here. In the last video we talked about the clothes that I usually wear when I'm on the bike during my bike tours. And in this, the fifth video in this beginner series, we're gonna talk about the clothes that I usually wear when I'm off the bike. My sort of evening clothes. And to me, these clothes are just as important as the ones that I wear when I'm on the bike. There's really nothing better than to get into some dry and warm clothes after being out on the bike for a long day, battling both the wind and perhaps the rain as well, as we often do here in Scandinavia. So these are the clothes that I'm bringing on my tours here in Scandinavia, and this list is probably equal to what you would bring on a spring or fall tour in warmer climates as well. In the last video I talked about my fondness for everything made out of merino wool, and I'm gonna continue on that note in this video as well. So let's start off with my base layer, and that is a long sleeve jersey and a couple of leggings made out of merino wool. This one is from a brand called Helly Hansen. It's a Norwegian brand, and these both keep me warm, but the best thing about them is that they have an antibacterial feature, and that pretty much means that I can wear these clothes for a week or two before they start to smell. And that is important when I'm out on a longer bike tour and I don't have access to a washing machine, so I'm not able to wash them. However, there are drawbacks to having these clothes as well. The first thing being that they are a bit pricey, but the idea is that they will last me many years to come. And the second thing is that they are a bit trickier to wash than normal clothes. But since I don't have to do that as often as with normal clothes, it's not a big deal in the end. And I also make sure to have at least one pair of merino wool socks. And these ones are not the same that I sometimes wear when I'm on the bike. I make sure to have at least one clean pair of socks for my time around camp at the evening. When it comes to pants, I have these convertible hiking pants with me with detachable legs. And the good thing about having these with me is that they can be used both as long pants and as shorts. Plus, they are really thin, so they're really lightweight and don't take up much space inside of my panniers. And the last good thing about them is that they dry off really quickly if they were to become wet. So I'm usually bringing a cap with me, and the main purpose of having this one with me is to cover up my helmet hair so I don't look like a dork when I'm off to the supermarket or just around the campground. And I also like to bring a black beanie with me, and this one has multiple purposes. The first one is that I'm usually wearing this when it gets a bit colder during spring or fall tours, and the second purpose is that I usually sleep in it during the summer, so I'm able to block out the sunlight that usually hits the tent in the morning here during the bright nights that we have here in Scandinavia. So it really provides me with a good night's sleep. I'm usually bringing one or two pairs of boxers with me, depending on how long the tour is. And the good thing about bringing two pairs with me is that I'm able to wash one of them while wearing the other one. If it's a bit colder, I'm usually bringing along my down jacket, and the good thing about having the down jacket with me is that it provides me with some warmth during the evening, but at the same time it's really easy to pack down inside of my panniers, since the down jacket compacts down to a really small size. But if it were to be a warmer tour, I'll just probably skip out on the down jacket and just go with the rain jacket that I'm already bringing along to keep me warm during the evening around camp. And for those really cold bike tours, I'm usually bringing along a lightweight fleece jacket as well. So I'm wearing this between the base layer that I talked about in the beginning of the video and the jacket that I'm bringing along for some extra warmth. For my feet, I tend to bring along a couple of Crocs or flip-flops so that I'm able to rest and ventilate my feet once I reach camp. And it's really a nice thing to be able to give your feet a bit of a break after being stuck inside of those bike shoes for the major part of the day. And the last item I'm gonna talk about in this video, and this is probably a specific thing for bike tours here in Scandinavia, and that is a mosquito net for your head. To tell you the truth, I haven't actually worn this more than a couple of times during my bike tours, but at those times I've been really glad that I've brought it along with me. And since it really doesn't take up much space inside of my panniers and it probably weighs just a couple of grams, it's not a big deal to bring this along with me. So those were the things that I usually bring for my off-the-bike activities during my bike tours. If you want to watch a video where I go through the things that I'm wearing on the bike, you can do so by clicking the link up in the corner here. Otherwise, until next time, have a good one.